Hey everyone, Connor here from the Daubers, and welcome to Shim-Line Saturdays. So, the 32 card tournament has been prepped, it is ready to go. We are entering week one, but I want to just run down one or two little quick things just so people have an understanding of the timeline that we're going to be going off of. So, if we were to do this week to week with one pairing at a week, it's going to take 8 months. I think that's a bit excessive, so we're going to do two pairings each week to kind of speed it up a little bit as well, and it's going to take about 3 months to completion for this series. So, for instance, this week we're going to be seeing Ascend to Battle, fight off against Help or Harm, and we're also going to have Intimidating Command versus Titanic Combat. So both of them will get paired up and then be voted for this week, and then we will go to week two where it'll be another 4 challengers coming into it. So that is the plan. Hopefully that works the best way so that it's not too excessive for an 8 month long series. And yeah, let's dive straight on into the first battle. So let's look at the first round. So first of all, we will start with Ascend to Battle. So let's have a look at Ascend to Battle. Already straight off the bat, that shim shows up immediately. But I will say, in certain angles, the shim is not as prominent, especially when I notice when it's lying down at the right angle, when there's the foiling isn't fully catching the light, it's really hard to see it even has a shim. So like this one's like a secret shim. This one's actually quite good, but it does feel as if it becomes pretty prominent the moment the light hits it though. And the centering for this one's obviously off to the right, close, very much clipping under the shield of the block zone. So it's quite far off as well, which is cool. But it's a cool card to be fair. The foiling still looks really nice on it. But overall, I think out of 5, 5 is what I'm going to personally be grading them as the worst of the shims, to 1 being the nicest of the shims. So a shim that's hideable or very unnoticeable, I'm going to give closer to a 1. And then the most prominent, I'm going to give up to a 5. I think this one actually has redeeming factors because if the light doesn't hit it the right way, I genuinely think the shim's not as noticeable. So I'm going to say this is going to be the middle of the road with a 3 out of 5 shims. That's what I'm going to go for this one. So again, this is just my kind of how I'm going to evaluate them as such. But again, if you think this looks really cool as a shim, also a valid voting approach as well. Just in general, some people do like shims, some people don't. There is no invalid answer to how you vote. Just all that matters is that you do vote for which card you want to see going through to the next round. So let's pair it off against its contender, its versus partner, which is Help or Harm. Again, this hitting the light straight away feels very noticeable. I don't know, is there like a hidden, I'm trying to like get an angle with it, but maybe about there. So like in the perfect conditions, is there a way to sort of, I mean I think you would have to hit like something like that, the most perfect angle when you're holding it to have the shim disappear because the light's not refracting off of the foiling. But that's a prominent burn, not the card, but the shim. Like think I think this one's way more noticeable than the first, to be fair. Oh man, that's a tough one. I think I'm gonna grade this as a 4.5 shims out of 5. That's very noticeable. Also for the centering, this one's closer to the centre but still off to the left. It's kind of more in the midway between the off left centering as such to the middle, which isn't too bad as well. It kind of just cuts through the guitar but just off centre of the hand, which is not too bad for lining, so it kind of looks like it could have a cool potential to it. But yeah, so let's pair both of them off together each. We'll just got to show them both off again. And as I say, it really comes down to which one do you think should go to the next round. I'm not going to say what I'm voting for, but I think I'm also going to vote with another account. But I think I know who I'm putting through to the next round. And yeah, let's see how it goes, and we'll go to the next pairing. So let's move on to the second round for this week. As I say, we're doing 2 at a time just for time scale. So let's move on to the first of the Godzilla contenders, which is Titanic Combat. Now, I'll be honest, this card, when I first looked at it, I might have been holding it at like this kind of angle, and honestly, it doesn't look like there's a shim. This has a very, very loose, almost centered shim on it, which I think is very impressive because it's almost non existent. This card honestly would have slipped under the radar if it wasn't pointed out. So I'm going to say, in a prominent light, I think this honestly hits the 1.5 shims out of 5 for how noticeable it is. I also think as well the fact that it's it's very close to being fully centered as well. The line just clips Mecha Godzilla's nose and it's perfectly in line with the nose of Zilla. So it's going to get bonus points for me because it's not ruining my favourite character, the Mecha one, not so much. And obviously it cuts just through the O on combat. So it's not bad. It's not bad at all, to be fair. And again, I think the fact that like this kind of light, for instance, it's just noticeable that it's got a shim off the foiling. And when you hold it to this light, it looks like there's none at all. I think this is a secret contender. This one, not to like make any biased opinions here, but I think this one's actually not bad, to be fair. So let's look out who it's fighting against this week, which is Intimidating Command, which we have hit the first of the Peril Shim-Lines. This one way more prominent. This one centering almost about the same, maybe a little bit more to the left. But the shim is very noticeable. And I don't know if that's necessarily down to the coloration of the card. I wonder, is there like an angle we can hit this with? See, I think this one's going to suffer from it being the coloration being a black and white photo. I can still see the shim quite prominently there. It's very prominent there, but I'm going to say it's not the most prominent. It has like a immediate catch the eye scenario. I think I'm going to give this a 3.75 shims out of 5. I think it's close to what we've seen with like previously Help or Harm. I think it's close to that, but I feel as if there's like angles like that it's like it doesn't catch as much. The moment you lose that angle, yeah, a really nice card, to be fair. One that don't think I've really seen much in games getting played, to be fair. I'll probably have to look this out. Is this a playable card? But if it's not, then put it through to the next round. So I like it. I think this is actually pretty cool. I think the foiling on that does look pretty funny though. These might be actually quite far going in the tournament because look at that. That actual foiling does look really nice. It looks very, very cool. But there we have it. Let's pair them both off together. So as we say, we have Titanic Combat versus Intimidating Command. Which one do you prefer and which one do you hate the most? Whatever you want to do it with. But which one are you in the comments below going to be voting for? So if we can, we'll put all together. Let's see if I can line this up like an absolute boss. Boom. So this is our contenders: Intimidating Command versus Titanic Combat. Vote which one you prefer between those two. And Ascend to Battle versus Help or Harm. Which one do you prefer of those two? Get them in the comments below. There'll also be individual shorts going up for each of these that just show off each individual one. They might go up on probably the Sunday sort of thing. So if you want to vote via the shorts as well, more votes all count. Every comment will count sort of thing. So get in the comments below for both the main video and the shorts attached which one you want to see going into round 2. And I will see you all next Saturday for the next pairings for bracket 1 of Shim-Line Saturdays. See you later on, everyone.